welcome into Texans Today, everybody. I'm your host, Jeremy Chuggs, and coming up on today's show, Texans roster moves. The Texans, they signed an offensive lineman after the Cam Robinson trade, plus Texans desperately need a tight end. With all the injuries piling up, we'll look at the top available options for your Houston Texans. But first, let's look at the signing they already made. They signed Jarrett Kingston off of the Panthers practice squad. He played 7 games last season, 6'4", 305 pounds out of USC. And the fun kind of thing about Jarrett Kingston is he was a 6th-round pick by the San Francisco 49ers. And according to NFL.com, he had the number 1 athleticism score amongst guards when he came out in the 2024 NFL draft. Just something to keep in mind. He's kind of played all along the offensive line throughout his college career. He played at USC. He also played at Washington State. And as we look at this Texans offensive line depth chart now, you notice I made a couple changes. I'm putting Juice Scruggs in at my starting left guard. Ursery, that left tackle. Obviously, no more Cam Robinson, so you have Blake Fisher kind of as the swing tackle for both left and right side. Trent Brown could eventually come up off the practice squad as well. I have Laken Tomlinson and then Kingston there as the backup right guard. Maybe also he plays a little right tackle, so can also help in that instance as well. Since he was signed off the practice squad, though, the rule is you have to keep him on your active roster for 3 weeks. Let me know down in the comments section. Grade the signing of Jarrett Kingston. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know down in the comments. If you get hit with the YouTube ad break, all good. Scroll on down. Let me know your answer. I'll tell you mine right now. I'm giving it a C. It's an okay signing. It's a mess signing. You know, maybe he can show you something. He's a young player. From whenever I talked to our 49ers host, Chase Sr., he said the Niners liked him. He just didn't make the initial 53-man roster, then was claimed off of waivers. But it's another bargain bin signing for this Texans team. And this team has been kind of handicapped by bad decisions from Nick Caserio this offseason. And I praise Caserio when he's done really well, when I thought he made good decisions. But I'm also going to criticize whenever I look at it and I go, we can't really do anything because of the decisions made by Nick Caserio. This coming in from Texans Cap, a great follow on X, kind of highlighting why the Texans are so kind of cash-strapped this season. The Texans will have paid Cam Robinson $9,415,032 for the 2025 season. And what? He played a handful of snaps for this Texans team. Also, talking about another big acquisition this offseason that didn't work out. Houston will take on dead money for 2025 and 2026 with the reported release of C.J. Gardner-Johnson. This was obviously the day that he was released. 2025, $2,586,000 in cap and $7,838,236 in cash. Next season, 0 cash, but $5.6 million off the cap. So the bad decisions have kind of come back to haunt this Texans team because we all want to add players, right? Everybody was saying, oh my, Justin Simmons is available after the release of C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Why don't we just go sign him? Well, I would like to as well, but with what money? You don't really have a ton right now because of the decisions you made this offseason. It makes you a little bit more cash-strapped for moves throughout the regular season. Now, coming up, mentioning that, another move that probably needs to be made is the tight end room. I'll show you what our tight end room looks like at this juncture. But before we get into that, quick word from our sponsor over at PrizePicks. This episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. PrizePicks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. Now, I've showed you a lot of football PrizePicks throughout this season, throughout this year, but you know what's right around the corner? Basketball. They're playing basketball. Come on, they're playing basketball. All right, and with basketball, they also have season-long projections. And this is the lineup that I concocted this morning as I was looking at all the basketball projections. First up, Cooper Flagg. I'm going more than 16.7 points per game this season. Our guy, Alperen Şengün. It's a demon pick. That means a higher payout for you. 11 rebounds per game. Give me the more on that. And then former Houston Rocket, James Harden. 22 points per game. I think he'll ball out in LA. So give me the more on that as well. You can use my lineup or go and make your own. They have all sports available. Not only football, not only basketball, they have baseball, they have hockey, tennis, golf, any sport that you're looking for, they got you over there with our friends over at PrizePicks. And PrizePicks is the best way to win real money this football season, basketball season, insert whatever sports season, which players are going off, which ones aren't. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on PrizePicks. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. Now, here we are again. I feel like just weeks ago I was making this similar style video of tight ends that we need to look at. We did make some moves, but it's just, I don't know if, the whole tight end room walked under a ladder, if they had a black cat in the tight end room, if open up an umbrella inside, maybe stepped on a crack. You know the end of that saying. Harrison Bryant, one of the additions for this Texans team, injured his arm up against the Tennessee Titans. This is bad news because if we look at the Texans tight end room, it is very thin. They also, you can go to that next one, Reed. They also released this week Irv Smith Jr. with injury designation. He was put on IR to start the year. Now the Texans are very, very thin. They have Luke Lachey on the practice squad. They have a couple guys, but it doesn't seem like they're very interested in playing those guys right now. And the tight end depth chart looks weak as hell. You have Dalton Schultz as tight end 1. Okay. Then Harrison Bryant, he's injured. And then Brendan Bates, he was signed last week and doesn't really give me a ton of confidence. Cade Stover, he's currently on short-term IR with a hairline fracture. We don't know when he's going to be back. So I'm going to ask you folks at home, will the Texans sign a top free agent tight end? I'm not talking about, these bargain bin deals, this, that, or the other. One of the top guys out there right now, will they go and sign him? Give me a yes, give me a no down in the comment section. All right, quickly, I'm just going to run through the top free agent tight ends. I've already kind of discussed all these guys here on the channel. Let's just go through the guys that are available right now. Jordan Akins, former Texan, former Brown. He's pretty good as a pass-catching tight end. He's available. Hayden Hurst, another veteran in this league, has bounced around from multiple teams. He's another guy who's available. This might be my favorite, a former LA Ram. He's played with the Seahawks. He's played with the Chicago Bears as well. Gerald Everett, a receiving tight end. Now, he wasn't there at the same time as Nick Caserio in LA. Just barely missed him. But still, he played with Sean McVay, so he somewhat knows that system. I know they run a Patriots-style system with Caserio as well, but Gerald Everett could be one of the best guys available at this juncture. Also, Peyton Hendershot. He's somebody who this Texans team can look at. I really like the idea of the Texans signing one of these guys. Peyton Hendershot was with the Cowboys. He was with the Chiefs last season. He's also available. And then another older veteran, C.J. Uzomah. He's been with the Jets. He's been with the Bengals, among other teams. All these guys available. Keep an eye out for one of these guys. But if I had to guess, I think the Texans will do exactly what they did today. I think they'll scour around other teams' practice squads and see who's the best available. I wanted them to sign Greg Dulcich earlier from the New York Giants practice squad. The Dolphins beat him to it. They already put Dulcich back on their practice squad. So maybe he's bouncing around from team to team off of the practice squads. I think he's one of the better available guys. Albert O from the Las Vegas Raiders is another intriguing option. Nick Vannett from the Minnesota Vikings. Jack Stoll from the Saints. And look out for this one. Josh Whyle. He played the past 2 seasons with the Tennessee Titans. Teams really like stealing guys who's played in division. So he knows the Titans. He knows the Jags. He probably knows the Texans somewhat as well. Look out for this name right here. If I had to pick one name out of everybody that I showed you, my guess would be Josh Whyle, currently on the Packers practice squad. That's all I have for you on today's show, folks. If you want to hit me up on Twitter, you can do so. And if you made it to the end of today's video, I'm doing something right here on Texans Today. So all you got to do, hit that subscribe button for free Texans content all year long.